welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make some laundry soap. Now just a couple weeks ago I made some laundry detergent using Dawn dishwashing liquid. Today I'm going to just make my basic laundry soap that I use for everyday laundry. The Dawn one that I did was I use for like heavily soiled clothes. What I'm making today is for just your average laundry. And I've been out of soap for a couple weeks, so I need to make some today, and I thought I would take you guys along with me to show you how I make my own laundry soap. So let's step over here to where I have all my ingredients listed, and I show you what I use. So I'm going to be using 3 bars, 5 ounces each of Fels naphtha. You can also, for this recipe, instead of using this, you can use one of these bars of Zote. They come in pink or white. Zote, I learned, is not HE safe, in case you guys didn't know that. I didn't know that. I was making my soap using Zote. I haven't had any problems with my HE machine, but Fels naphtha, according to what I've looked up, is safe for HE machines, and I actually like the smell of Fels naphtha a little bit better. So today I'll be using 3 bars, 5 ounces each of the Fels naphtha. I'm going to grate this on a cheese grater. So you need to have a cheese grater and 3 bars of Fels naphtha or 1 bar of your Zote. Also, you're going to need at least 8 cups, maybe 12. I have 12 cups of water in this 8-quart pan here. I'm going to be heating this water up so I can dissolve my Fels naphtha and other ingredients in this water. Borax. I'll be using half a cup of borax. Two cups of washing soda. 1 cup of baking soda. 1 cup of OxiClean. This is from the Dollar Tree. It's awesome. Oxygen, and I think it's the same as OxiClean. This is what I use. I've already used half of it for last time I made soap, so I'll be using the rest of this. This is 1 cup. And I always put about 5 capfuls of some fabric softener, liquid fabric softener, and this bottle has a little bit left. I'll be using the last of it today, but this bottle has lasted me a long time. I've been making this soap for about 3 years now, and this has lasted me all through that time. And let's see, you're going to need a spoon to stir your soap in. You're going to need a 5-gallon bucket. I've got a Home Depot bucket here, and a stir stick. So I just have a big long paint stir stick to stir my soap. What we're going to do is we're going to grate this bar soap. We're going to dissolve it in this heated water. Added the rest of the ingredients to the water. Once it's all completely dissolved, I'll be dumping it into my bucket with water up to the top of the bucket. And so it's the basic recipe that everybody does. It's just the ingredients might be a little bit different than others. I like this soap. It works well for me. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Right, so I have my water is heated up. So I'm going to start adding my soap into the water to let it dissolve. I'm just going to put a little in at a time. So I'm going to stir this up until it dissolves, and then I'll add more. You want to keep your water warm, but not boiling. So now I have my burner. I just turned it down to about medium. I'm gonna fill my bucket up about maybe a third of the way up with just regular warm tap water. So when I pour my hot soap in here, it won't be so hot. I'm gonna put the last of my soap in. All right, so this is pretty much dissolved. So I'm going to add my 1 cup of borax. I'm going to keep stirring this until the borax is dissolved. All right, the borax is pretty much dissolved. So I'm going to be adding 2 cups of the Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda next. And I will keep stirring until that is dissolved. I've turned my burner down just below medium because I don't want this to boil. I just want it to stay hot. Okay, so it's dissolved. So now I'm going to add 1 cup of baking soda. It feels a little gritty in here while stirring it, but as it dissolves, the grittiness will disappear. You can, like I said earlier, you can use 1 bar of the 14.1 ounce Zote or 3 bars of 5 ounces each of Fells Naphtha, or you can use maybe 1 bar of Fells Naphtha and 1 bar of Zote. Just keep in mind that they say Zote soap is not a good soap to use in HE machines, but Fells Naphtha is fine to use in HE machines. You can also alter these ingredient measurements that I'm doing today. You can omit some. You can add extra stuff that I'm not adding. This is just a recipe that I like to do. This is, I like this soap the way it is. So, but you can add or decrease the amount of borax. You can keep the baking soda out if you want. You could actually just use the grated bar soap and dilute it in water and just go that way. So many different ways you can make this. All right, so now I'm going to add my 1 cup of OxyClean. This is a 16-ounce container, so I already used half of it previously, so I'm just going to dump the rest of this in here. All right, this is pretty much dissolved. So I've turned my burner on, but I'm leaving it on the burner. And I'm going to set up the camera and stuff so I can show you what we do next to get this in our 5-gallon bucket. So I will be back as soon as I get everything set up. Camera down so you can see the top of my bucket. I'm going to take my pot of soap and I'm going to add it to my 5-gallon bucket that already has some tap water in it so the soap can cool down a bit because it's pretty hot and I don't want to put it in a plastic bucket like that. And then I'll show you what we're going to do next. All right, now I'm going to take my soup pot and I'm just going to keep filling that up with water to rinse the residue of the soap out into my bucket until I'm about maybe 2-3 inches before the top of the bucket. To get my fabric softener. There's not too much left in here, so I'm just going to dump this in, and then I'm going to put water in this to rinse it out to continue adding to my bucket until my bucket is up to about 2 or 3 inches before the top. All right, so that's about all I'm going to do for now. I'm going to scrape my long paint stick off. I'm going to put the lid, snap the lid onto my bucket, and I'm going to come back in a couple hours and we'll see how it is. It's going to start gelling up. It's going to start separating. So we're going to keep stirring it along the way. So I will be back in a couple hours and we can look to see how it's turning out. Until then. Okay, so it's been a couple hours. So I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. I'm going to aim the camera down. So it's kind of gelled up, and this is normal. I'm just going to take my paint stick and I'm going to stir it up really good and put the lid on and let it sit for a couple more hours. I do this throughout the day. You can also do this in the evening and then just let it sit overnight and then in the morning stir it, but then it'll be like really super gelled and you'll need a mixer to kind of mix it up, which works, but I'm trying it out this way. This is the first time I've made it during the day. So I'll show you what it looks like as I stir it. So you can stir this as long as you want until your arm gets tired, whatever. Put the lid back on, wait a couple more hours, come back and stir it again. But it's thickening up. It looks to me like it's melted marshmallows. For some reason, that's what it reminds me of. We'll be back as it cools. Okay, I'm back. Now it's time for the next step. It's been sitting here all day. It's nice and cooled down now. And it did thicken up, so I am going to have to use my mixer here to beat it up. My beaters aren't long enough, of course, for this bucket, but I'll show you what I do with my stir stick. I just use my stir stick and I pull the lumps up as I beat this up. So I'm going to show you how I do this until it's mixed. So I'm going to put the camera down here so you can see how I do it. It's very thick and it's kind of hard to stir with my paint stick. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. I'm using the stick to dig down from the bottom to pull the big lumps up so it can get totally mixed. If you have an easier way or a longer beater type mixer to do this with, go for it. This is all I have, so this is what I use. I'm going to finish mixing this and then I'll come back and we'll bottle this up. Here is a 1-gallon jug. It's thick plastic. Actually, what used to be in it is a 2-in-1 all-season Rain-X for your car. I've just rinsed it out really good, and this is one of my laundry soap jugs. So I'm going to fill it about 2/3 of the way with the soap. You can do it halfway and then the other half with water, leaving a little bit of space at the top to shake it because this will separate while in storage. So you have to keep shaking it. It's really super thick, so I'm just going to do it up here on the counter now that you've seen what I've done. No matter how clean I try to be, I always make a mess. So I have this about halfway. I think that's good because I'm going to put water in it up to here. And I have this pitcher of water right here, and I'm just going to hold it over my bucket and pour it in. And I'm just going to shake it up. And I still have this whole entire bucket to finish. And what I do, because I don't have enough containers to bottle all of this, nor do I have really the storage. So I'll just leave it in my bucket, and I've already labeled the lid laundry soap. And I just keep it in my laundry room. And when my bucket gets empty, I just refill it. So this can make up to 10 gallons depending on how much water you mix with it. And I'll show you what I have left. There's quite a bit left there that I can bottle up. I have a few more bottles that I'm going to bottle up, and the rest, like I said, I'll just keep stored in this bucket. I keep my paint stick here with it, and I just keep stirring it up because it will separate. But this is really good soap. I use it. I've been making this soap for about 3 years now, and I really like it, and it saves me money. So that's all I have. I'm glad that you were here. I'm glad you stay tuned to watch how, from start to finish, how I make my own soap. And until next time, I will see you here back on Survive with What You Know. Bye.